Hey there, church. As you know, or at least I hope you do, we are all about a vision, loving God, sharing relationships, serving others from the heart of Christ. And there may be no part of church life that expresses this vision more abundantly and fruitfully than the ministry of our food pantry. Our food pantry has seen an uptick in shoppers recently. This is probably due to rising prices and the end of some of the government aid from the pandemic. And I was talking with Peggy, and Peggy said, you know, it's just amazing that every time we see an increase in people coming to the food pantry, we also receive an increase in provision. Now, some of this provision is by financial giving, but a lot of it is in donations. So if you've ever been to the lower hallway where the food pantry is on Monday, you see some of this sort of thing, but a whole lot more. Today is Thursday, and so we have given out a whole lot of the fresh produce that comes from Trader Joe's. We're now partnering with both of the Trader Joe's stores on the east side, the one in Beechwood and the one in Mentor. Now, there's a whole lot of food that would just get thrown out. Believe it or not, the Beechwood Trader Joe's gives away $1 million worth of food every year. And we receive some of this, and we also receive food from the new Trader Joe's in Mentor. We load it onto the tables here in the basement, and anyone can come every week and pick out fresh produce and some goodies like these salad kits that are here. And here, let me walk into this room here with you. You see here in room 8, we have all kinds of contributions from people who are donating from the church and organizations in the community that are giving food, donations that are waiting to be processed. Peggy said that we got a call from some growers here in Geauga County. They grow microgreens, and said that, you know, they've got greens that they'd love to just give away. Otherwise, they would go to waste. And so they're going to give them to the food pantry just out of the blue. And I think this is a sign of the spirit alive in Geauga County. The spirit inspires generosity in people, and also the spirit alive in our ministry. We are all about a mission, and sometimes we can look around and we might feel like, well, there aren't as many people who are in worship as there used to be, or there aren't as many hands that are giving to the work that the church does, and we can fall into this kind of scarcity mindset. But St. Augustine had this wonderful perspective. He said that God commands us to a way of life, a way that's about loving God and loving others as we love ourselves. But then he said this: God gives what he commands. And so what he meant is that God doesn't command us to live in a certain way and then expect us to scrape and claw and be burdened by having to fulfill what God asks us to do. No, he says that God commands us to a way of life, and then God will be faithful to give everything needed for God's people to live in that way. So this is a sign of how it's happening now. And I wonder how else this is going to happen for CPC as we continue to embrace new circumstances for being the church, as we live into, you know, a changed and changing world. It can be easy to fret, but it might be better to ask, what is God giving? How is God being faithful? How is the abundance of God meeting us for the way in which God would have us live? So let's be grateful people, expectant people, as we love God and share relationships and serve others from the heart of Christ.